I mean, maybe we can take a picture at some point too.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and I love the new logo. It just
yeah.
works like, yeah, it's kind of futuristic. I like it.
Yeah, I was, so I'm pretty much, I finished the website. I mean, there's still work that needs to be done, but I'm really glad that you guys, I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I was really glad that you guys had the branding meeting because it was much easier to put the website together. Because I was kind of like pulling colors from different graphics that we've designed. So it was really, really nice. Good job on that.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think we can get started for now. There might be other members that are trickling in, but thank you everyone who joined, all of these awesome ladies. I think we have a few guys as well, so thanks for being here. We're Meta Gamma Delta, so I'm sure each of you was somehow invited by one of us or you saw it in our Telegram channel, but we're essentially a DAO that was launched at ETH Denver. And actually, Juliana, do you mind giving the ETH Denver background since you were there?
Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. Really happy to have a busy call today. Thanks for those that joined. How did we start? We started by basically pressing some buttons, not knowing exactly how to create a DAO, but we did it. We started with 3 people. It was myself, Sydney Lai, and Mahoney Turnbull. You probably saw some of us or some of them in Ethereum events. And it was quite nice because from there, we never know how big we would be and how active it would be. But the rest is story. So I'm going to let the girls tell how they joined, their experiences from there. But basically, we exist since more or less times. Something like that. And here we are. There's some documentation about how to pledge and how to become part of us. So it's all not super complicated, but we can get to that later. I think today's party time and very happy to have you all.
Cool. I can give my little story about how I got into Meta Gamma Delta. It was really funny. It was also at ETH Denver that I learned about it. I actually hadn't met Juliana, Mahoney, or Sydney there. I think I saw you guys, but I didn't know you at the time. And Zaghi and I were having a conversation with Alex from Meta Cartel, and we were talking about maybe joining Meta Cartel. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start an all-female DAO. I want there to be an all-female DAO. And he's like, oh, actually, I know a few people that just started an all-female DAO. I'm like, great, let's join that instead. And so he connected me on Telegram, and I think I pledged the next day. And yeah, so I've kind of been involved since the beginning. Wasn't involved in creating it, but have been there since day one, I guess. And so that's how I got into it. And our main goal, our main purpose is to support and fund other women in the space. We want to raise money and be able to fund some women-led projects in the space because there needs to be more of us. And so we want to provide opportunity for all of you ladies who are wanting to build cool things.
Awesome. Sid, I saw that you just joined. Do you have a different, do you want us to keep introing the members, or is there an agenda with the makeshift piñata? I see.
I have my, I deliver. I just want to say I deliver. No, I think this was all the intro that I really have. It's actually being held up. Sorry.
I was gonna say, do you want to talk about the sorority aspect?
Oh yeah. I'm just curious, who's been in a sorority? Yeah, okay, there's a few of us, but yeah, I see you, girl. So yeah, I mean, I think really the irony is the parody of what we think of Greek life sororities are. But I think really the parody that we brought into this was how do we actually recreate that, because there was actually a lot of great structures and support systems, and how do we bring that outside of post-college, right? I mean, a lot of us, me especially, I've been out of college a bajillion years ago, but I think that it's really creating that cohesion, that support network, because also when I have joined previous organizations in the past, it could be support women in X, Y, and Z. Sometimes it didn't feel like they're I didn't really know what the structure was. I didn't know what the purpose was. Sometimes it was just to support women in general. I think that's fantastic. But yeah, the way we created Meta Gamma Delta was just recreating what's a really, really useful social structure, but really leaning into that in terms from a parity standpoint. But I think that speaks volumes for those who are, I guess, American.
Manny, you were also on the first day.
Yeah, here's my shitty piñata.
Yay! You did it. Oh, are you gonna?
It's actually quite cool. Like, it's not too shitty.
Is there stuff inside of it?
Huh?
I feel like there's stuff inside of yours, Sydney, right?
Oh, there's for sure stuff in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually being held up by a piece of like sewing, like one thread. I don't even, honestly, I don't know how it's being held up. Like, I never took physics, and as I was taping it on top, I was like, this is literally defying physics. I wouldn't know because I never took it. Yeah.
Awesome. Marnie, why don't you share?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, yes, you're right. I was there on that fateful day at East Denver when was the, I think it was actually the first day. And we were at the Meta Cartel underground drinks. Well, it was more like a, yeah, it was more like a big, as you'd expect, dude fest at the bar, and there was Juliana and Sydney and I talking to James Moore, and it became clear, you know, that Meta Cartel was experiencing these issues, and we were already galvanized to do something, and then it just like really threw the spotlight on how urgent it was to create a DAO that was female focused, instead of trying to, I guess it was like they were thinking like we could help them save Meta Cartel in terms of its, you know, its diversity and gender pains and kind of yeah, all of those more nuanced things. And we're like, no, let's just create a fresh one, like, and make it awesome. And that's really how it spun out. And it is a lot of yeah, it felt very alive to me that this was the thing to do. And
I remember we wanted to create something fun, right? The three of us agreed, like, we're tired of more of the same in the crypto space.
Yeah, there was definitely an era of like, okay, let's really go about this in a fresher way, because as we all know, there are a multitude, plethora of female orientated blockchain groups. And so after kind of like really thinking about what already exists out there in the ecosystem, yeah, it was a pretty clear call to like do something quite out of the proverbial box. So that's kind of what we landed on.
Yeah, that's the parody sorority. And I think you know, most people, especially if you were back in college, you're like, why would I join a sorority? It's like, we don't, like, just you either get it or you don't. Like, you either can take the most of it or you don't have to. And I think, you know, very similarly to our organization, they're like, hey, there's so many, you know, female, women-oriented nonprofits, organizations. Like, should I join those? Should I, like, join literally everything and anything you want? Join Meta Cartel, join this, join that. Like, we're literally here just to. It depends, right? It depends on, I think, the type of person. I'm mostly here to like make weird things and hang out, and then there are other folks who are like very gun ho about maybe fundraising, you know, capital, right? Whatever, you know, building projects, whatever that may be. I think like you want to like whatever you want to get out of it, you will understand what your North Star is, and we're here to support that. And I think really going back to just having that organization that is like thinking of the social aspect first, it really diffuses my personal frustration with how, especially in the blockchain ecosystem, everything is over commercialized, everything is over invested, everything, you know, all the dicks, all the jerks, all the human beings, that stuff, right? Like, I think it's just like honestly a safe space to hang out. Just another side tangent. Mani and I actually used to work together in Consensus, and we've always hung out even after our time at Consensus. And this is just a great way to hang out, but also to have active support, and that support will be there, especially if you search for it. I think that's
Yeah, I think that's a good segue also into sharing just some stuff that we've done as a group. I'm Zaji, by the way. I realized I never introduced myself, but I joined the DAO also after December. And a few things that we've done together is like we participated in Metacartel's hackathon, Dragon Quest, and that was like our first big thing. And we were kind of really new and wobbly and fresh, and we didn't know what we were doing. But we worked together to create a DeFi explanation for women interested in learning more about the DeFi space. And we have some really awesome players in the DeFi space. Some of the women that are members work for projects. So yeah, we had a lot of really great one-on-one experience from that. And we shared that for the hackathon. And then we also did a week or two ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we did Money Mentors, which was a personal finance call, very similar to this, just with women who wanted to join. You didn't have to be a part of the DAO. You just wanted to discuss, you know, personal finance things like what's a Roth IRA, or like how do I invest in Bitcoin, just like different things like that. So yeah, so like Cindy said, like if you have an idea like that, or you want to do fundraising, this is a group that's really open. We're very chill. We just want to like move forward with women-led initiatives. So if you do end up pledging, like you're welcome to share your ideas and we can make it happen.
And just to add on to that, the project came to be, you know, we're a DAO, so decentralized. We came up with a list. Everyone contributed to this list of ideas of what we would do for the project. And then, although we didn't do it on chain, but we had an off-chain vote to choose the project. And then we all self-coordinated and took pieces of the project and collaborated on it. And at the end, put together this really awesome document, which Sashi touched on, where we DeFi. And we also, another piece of that was we chose a women-led DeFi project in the space, Open, OPYN. They have 3 co-founders, 2 are women. So we chose them as a DeFi project to highlight and just explain their project. So we have a link to that PDF that we'll share with you guys so you can take a look. But I guess like the next, we're doing these, what are they, pledge classes? As I wasn't in a sorority, so excuse me if I botched this, but we were the alpha class, so now we want to have onboard this new class, and you guys can do a project, and same setup. You guys can choose, you know, whatever kind of project you want to do, and then just collaborate and self-organize on it.
Yeah. Well spoken. I mean, also like, don't worry about the accuracy. This parody sorority can be created in any way we want. Yeah. I think it's just it's a great structure, and I think the whole DAO ideology is very much like communal, experimental, and at least from my translation, at least into the fraternal aspect, sorority fraternal aspect, it's also communal, right? Collaborative, and like having a shared either sense of purpose or like similar vibes, right? Because if you have shitty vibes, then I don't want to play with you, I guess. So I think that's a whole other aspect of like how DAOs, you really keep each other accountable. Yeah.
Also, I think we kind of brushed over completely what is a DAO, and there might be people here who are not fully aware. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna call out Simona, who's like involved in a lot of this stuff. Ask you to share.
Those who are on the call, are you guys new to DAOs, or like I've never seen any of your faces before? So where did we find all these people?
I did like an alphabetical list of those that are not Meta Gamma Delta. Maybe you want to say quick hi if you have any questions. Chaser, sorry, you're number 2.5 in my list.
All good.
Maybe we can start alphabetically. I don't know why, but it started with Faina Schultz first. Where are you? And then
hi,
Simona.
can you guys hear me? Hi.
Yes. Hi.
I'm a software engineer at Truffle Suite. So I work with Ethereum, and I do know what a DAO is. I did not know about Meta Gamma Delta until a couple days ago. Sounds cool. So I just called in to sort of hear what other people had to say and get more information. So nice to meet you all.
Awesome. I worked with Amal for the Consensus Developers Bootcamp. He was a really good mentor to me. One project.
Yay, Amal's great.
Yeah.
Maybe Bettina?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Bettina. I'm on a very non-technical side of the ecosystem because I organize events. So I've organized ETSC for the 2 last years, if you've heard about it, and now I'm part of the DEF CON team. Woo! I know what is a DAO, but I've actually never participated in one. So
welcome, freshman. Come to us. Come to mommy. We will show you what the DAO is.
Great. No, and also it's the first time I'm on one of those calls, and I didn't really know about MGD before, so I'm just happy to kind of hear about it and see what you guys are up to.
I'm Chase. I'm in a very similar boat, but I'm actually in college. So I'm building a startup that's focused on developer tools, which is blockchain agnostic. So I'm involved in the space, but have never actually been involved directly with a DAO. And I absolutely love like the vision behind sort of making this like a group of women who support each other, and it's not in a very like spammy or more commercialized sense. Like I totally love that. So I'm excited to explore it and sort of hear more about what you guys are about.
So since you're in college, the next time you go to a frat party, you can be like, yeah, I'm in a sorority. You want to do an exchange?
Yeah, which sorority are you in? You probably wouldn't know of it.
It's a digital
Yeah, we're
one.
actually really cool.
But this is, yes, this is by far like my favorite DAO idea that I've heard of so far. It's so cool.
Chaser, what college are you at? Whereabouts are you?
University of Michigan.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yes,
Do you think there'd be a
in
lot of other women in your class that are into this?
Can we get on your Greek council? Can we actually apply? That'd be actually really funny.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
There actually are like some women, so I'm really involved in the educational piece of blockchain in Michigan too. And there are more women than I would have expected. I think for blockchain specifically, you know, it tends to be a little bit more inclusive than like AI or something like that. But yeah, I think there are actually a lot of people I know who would be really into this, especially because it's not so serious. And I'm sure it can be serious, and I'm still learning a lot, but it seems like a very cool community rather than, you know, more like follow these rules and advertise yourself the whole time. So I could see a lot of people loving it.
Yeah, and that's like the main like Rush Week motto for DAO Rush Week is like DAOs for people, not for money. Like we do want to raise money and we do want to support women initiatives, but in general, we just want to like meet amazing women in the space.
Which is so cool.
Cool. How about Francis? I think you're next.
Hi everyone. I'm super excited to be here. This is like my first experience with the DAO, and it's so cool to see all these women in this space. I'm currently in a coding boot camp, but I am learning how to use Solidity in my free time. I'm really interested in making dApps and connecting with other women who want to work together. So I'm really pumped up right now. Nice to meet everybody.
Awesome.
Great to meet you. We have Shinju.
Hey there. Name is Shinju. So really happy to be here. I was the former head of growth at Stellar and then head of growth at Solana and the director at Tezos. And now I'm doing something called Dystopia Labs. And apparently I run a lot of conferences. I'm here because I was invited and there's a lot of cool people that I have never met face to face. So it's kind of cool to actually see you guys. And yeah, glad to be here. I guess I'm here just to meet cool people and also see how I can help other women in the space. So just feel free to ping me if you guys need anything.
Super cool. How about, who's next? Isa?
Hi, I'm Isa. Hi guys, nice to
Hey.
meet you all. I'm head of marketing at Aave, so we're in decentralized finance, and actually, someone else I work with, Alex, like sent me a link to your group and was like, "Oh, you need to join this." So I joined the Telegram group, and that's why I'm here. But yeah, really nice to meet you guys, and yeah, I just want to like meet other people in the space and get to know everyone.
Awesome. We love our DeFi girls.
Yes.
How about Jennifer?
Hello all. Ksenia invited me. We're from the same hometown. And I'm really interested in a lot of like logistics use cases in blockchain. I'm currently working on a blockchain to help with like trade compliance through the CryptoTricks hatchery, which is like a pre-incubator for women interested in AI and blockchain. I'm here really just to connect with more women, and I've never really worked on blockchain like professionally. It's more of always been like a side project. So I'm hoping to just like, get more advice, get more support to maybe eventually do it professionally someday.
Awesome. And yeah, there's also women in the group like Sid and stuff that like are no longer working in blockchain, but still do it on the side. And so like totally open to having people who are just interested as well. Hi, Marina. I think we're on Liz Dalian.
Hey, yeah. Hey, everyone. My name's Liz. I work at Truffle Suite with Fana Schultz. I run operations at Truffle, so I'm non-technical, but I do know what a DAO is, and I have used one before. I just wanted to join and check it out. Like literally every project that I'm aware of, not every, but most projects that I'm aware of in the space are run by men. So I'm just really excited to find some badass women-led projects and figure out how I can support them.
Yay. Awesome. And Lo,
I think oftentimes we think of support as like, oh, sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say like we think of support coming in as from a technical aspect or a financial aspect. I think with our org it's just like where our contract is a social contract, and that just means like how do we pay it forward, right? If it's not technical, if it's not money, it could just be like, hey, let me retweet this or let me intro you to this person. I think it's just like we're not going to tell you how you want it. We're not going to tell you how to show up. Like you tell us how you want to show up, and then how can we support you so that you can show up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Super cool. Lo, I think she already introed herself and is in transit, but give her an option.
No. She's in public and muffled. She says she's cool.
All right, cool. Megan? There, Megan? Maybe not. Marina, you just joined. Why don't you pop in there? Just give a little intro.
Hi, how are you? I just joined because Saji invited me, and so I'm super excited to be here. I'm conducting a research about women in crypto, and we're trying to figure out the stories of what made us, who and what made us join, and also why we stayed. So I was super honored to be invited to be part of this group, and if anybody would want to be participants in the research, I'd love to hear your story.
Heck so yeah, DM her or chat her.
Yes.
Yeah, participate.
Yeah, we had a great convo, so definitely recommend chatting with Marina.
There's always our public Telegram channel as well, so you're super welcome to just put the type form over there, and yeah.
Cool. Mia?
Hey everyone. I don't think I've ever met any of you. My story is a little different. I work in traditional real estate financing, and an organization that I work for, they're starting to explore some blockchain methods. I used to be a web developer kind of at the beginning of my career, and I was very obsessed with Bitcoin when it was around in like 2013 and 2014. I attended the conference that Shinju hosted a few weeks ago with Dystopia Labs, and it was an amazing experience. I mean, it felt like so many pieces of different types of work that I've done over the years, from web development to real estate financing to now this kind of different way of using the blockchain, really started connecting some pieces for me. So I'm just so excited to learn more and be able to apply it in my work while we're looking for, blockchain solutions to real estate financing. So it's exciting, and I'm just excited to absorb more information.
Super cool angle. Cool. How about more? I kind of threw you in here like a couple days ago. So if you're here, feel free to intro yourself. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe she's not on the call right now. Okay, cool. Nadia?
Yeah, hey everyone. Well, I'm happy to be here and see some familiar faces. Well, I work for MakerDAO. I'm based in Latin America, and my job is to create a massive network that help us to so that can be used in every country in the region. And well, unfortunately, because of the financial situation in Latin America, crypto is used like a lot, so that helped us a lot in Argentina mainly, but also in other countries in the region. So I always have thought that it's important to give crypto like in a more easy way to people so they can start use it. And I'm thinking that because of what I'm facing here in the region in Latin America, but now I'm just understanding that we can also create content, especially for women. And it's not just because we have to talk different to them, but because like, I don't know why, but in Latin America, where we are like pushing a lot for adoption, the community is mostly run by men. Like our community in Argentina, for example, DAI users are like, I will say 90% men, and there are not women. And I find that awful, and so I can talk to women, and not just because they will use DAI, but they can just understand all the DeFi space, and they will find like some solutions for their financial struggles, and that will be great. And I thought, okay, a group of women, I'm sure that I can work with them, and we can find a solution for other women to just come and see the DeFi space.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Definitely, if you end up joining, we'd love to do projects like that. Rachel.
I'm on mute. Hi, thanks for having me. I can see some familiar faces here. My name is Rachel. I've got a background in web development, but recently I was working as DevRel for 3 Box. I've worked for another blockchain company as well. So yeah, familiar with DAOs, but got reached out on Twitter, and I just wanted to come down and like check out today and find out a little bit more about the initiative here. So yeah, nice to be here.
Awesome. Sajida, I hope I said
Hi everyone.
Right.
So I'm super happy to be here because I recognize many of you. Some of you I had the pleasure and honor to work with at Consensus and at events. So I learned about this event maybe 10 minutes before it started from Tessie. So it's like a big coincidence, and at the same time exactly what I was looking for. So I was talking to Tessie because due to recent events and discussion with my friends, family, etc., I wanted to start a DAO. And so I was like, oh, Tessie, I want to start a DAO, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh, join this. So because it was Tessie, I just clicked and registered. And now I'm here with you. So I guess what I'm looking for at the moment is to find the right people to have some discussions that are sometimes a little bit complex because they are the convergence between tech and social questions, and like being a woman and also just being a human. And I feel like this is a nice group to talk about it. So I'm just very glad to be here. Thank you.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Cool.
Simona, maybe you want to say, because I'm the one who invaded Blockchain for Women website some minutes ago. I'm happy it worked. I know Tessie's a super good friend of ours. We invited her on the first days, right, Simona? You were there with us. Maybe we're going to pass the ball after the newbies introductions to Simona. Anu, I think, it's also on the call, and other Metagama, Hannah. So there's a lot. I'm excited.
Awesome. We're almost done, but Shani, I know you're in here.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Shani. I've heard about the Meta Gamma Delta from Ksenia. I'm a software engineer. I mainly work in DevOps for a company called Spring Labs, and we're using private Ethereum as like part of our infrastructure. And I got to be the one that like spun that up, which was pretty cool. And before that, I got to be involved in like a sister branch of a Korean exchange. So I got to do some like smart contract playing around and all that. And I've been able to help Ksenia with her DAP Ladies organization here in Los Angeles. So that's been pretty cool. And I got to teach a class. So yeah, I'm excited to hear what Metagamma Delta is. I've never been part of a DAO before. But yeah.
Thanks, Shani.
Come to us, Ksenia. Actually,
Awesome.
Ksenia, we should do like an exchange, like a Dapper Girl / Metagamma exchange or something.
I'm in. That sounds awesome.
Cool. Tamlin and then Layla are the last two women, at least. So we have a few dudes if you want to say hi as well. But go ahead, Tamlin.
Hey everyone. I've actually never been part of a sorority or many women's groups actually, or a DAO. So I'm really, really excited by this. I did basically all male dominated things my whole life. So I studied physics and maths at university and then did derivatives trading for almost 15 years. And then I've co-founded Vega, which is basically a sidechain to Ethereum and other collateral blockchains that can run kind of fast, decentralized derivatives. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to know you guys, and I'm already fascinated with diversity and the stories in this group. So yeah, I think probably Christina recommended me. She's really unwell at the moment, but after every one of these calls, she'd always get it off them how group is. So when I saw the invite come through, I was like, right, gotta join. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Joining.
That's amazing. Yeah, we love Christina. And then Layla.
Hey. So I have never been a part of a sorority at all. So that's exciting. I am one of those I'm a designer who has now a family and wife that I feel like I need to support for the rest of my life. I've recently started getting into financing, trading, stock market and all that. My grandpa is nonstop blowing up my phone today, trying to get me to be a day trader, because that's what he does. And the last meeting that I was a part of, I just really loved every topic we talked about, and it was so related to what I do alone on my own that I have nobody to talk to about. So I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Awesome. Yeah, we're stoked to have you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. I think I got almost all the ladies that are new. If we missed anyone, please just speak up. If any of the dudes want to intro themselves, free moment. And then also any other Meta Gamma Delta members that didn't get to say hi yet.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself real quick. My name's Ingmar. I currently work with the DX DAO, do copy editing for Cointelegraph, and I'm just here to observe and learn and support. That's it.
Thank you. We love our allies. Anyone else?
Hey everybody, my name is Niran. I work at Pinvala and I'm a member of Metacartel. I'm really here to learn from what y'all are doing and be inspired by it. Like, I think there's something really special happening here, and I want this group to grow as much as it wants to grow. I want as many people who could benefit from the same kind of thing that y'all are doing to be able to grow. Like, this is really great, and I want to see more.
Yay.
Yes. Thanks,
Niran. I think we only have one dude in our sorority so far. I think it's Ven. Ven sometimes joins the calls, but were there other?
Yep, one more.
Peter.
Oh, Peter. Oh, yeah, Peter's in it. I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry.
One of the
I was the first
OGs.
guy to join. Like, you know, yeah, there's a long waiting list for guys to join Metagamma Delta. It's like kind of funny.
What does
You
it feel
skip
like?
that line. Yeah, the
Like when you go
Metagamma.
to a tech it's like when you go to a blockchain conference and like the line for the bathroom for the dudes is like 20 miles long, and then you're like the one girl, you're like, hey, you're just like going pee, you're like, hey. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like the reverse with this, I guess. Well, maybe not, but anyways, so I'm from Metacartel. I'm a member there, and I just like, you know, I spend my time like helping people launch DAO. So like, hit me up if you like have an idea or want to get something off the ground.
Thank you. Awesome. Cool.
And
Oh, hey,
say hi
Deacon.
real
Hey,
quick, too.
Deacon.
Deacon, just love DAOs. I love seeing how this is like coalescing. I think you guys are doing an awesome job. It's really going to be great to have this kind of resource for more of like a selfish thing for me of having a new perspective on how DAOs work and how they can be formed. And so, yeah, I'm just going to be a fly on the wall and really stoked on what you guys are doing.
Cool. Thank you for joining.
Shout outs to the grants that we received from Metacartel as well.
Yes.
We have so much support. Every time the transaction breaks, we don't have gas or whatever, they're always there for us. So it's just a small parenthesis of our super appreciation from them.
I have a question. Do we have
Yes.
a list of everybody who's part of it so we can follow each other or do something, or like is that Telegram? Like what's active all the time?
Yeah, the Telegram is probably a great place to go. And then I'm going to share a way that you can actually pledge. I'm going to share the doc here. And if you are interested in actually pledging, once you join, we have documents of all of the members and everything that everyone's involved in. And it's only 10 DAI to join, so very low barrier to entry. Cool. So yeah, I think we could just kind of go ahead and start with the Q&As. And if you have questions about how this all works, or you just want to chat, or
Yeah,
Sydney, if you want to do some questions.
Yeah, we don't have a deck or anything like that. I mean, like obviously there are some settings where we'll have more formal presentations, but like this is more of just a hangout if people have like, so, you know, yeah. So just...
Who's the 650 telephone number? I see someone that didn't speak. Simona maybe is also. Areti,
No,
you're
I'm
also on
here.
call.
I don't know. Wasn't that Bettina? I think. At some point, no, it wasn't. Oh, I don't know who it was.
Or I'm gonna start picking on one of you guys. Do you have a question? Do you have a question?
No, look, I think in terms of just as a general kind of background and picking from what we've said around what we've been doing, and also this kind of collaborative vibe that Deacon brought up, that we've mentioned in terms of Metacartel. Deacon is with the Raid Guild, and I think the overarching theme here is that collaboration and that support that you tend to have within this DAO ecosystem that kind of very easily flows from one decentralized autonomous organization to another, right? Because everybody, all of us who are in these organizations are here to essentially move, let's say, what we're doing forward, but very much move it based on that collaborative feel where we make decisions together. We, you know, figure out what our next steps are, what we do. Like we mentioned earlier, we did Money Mentors. That was very much, what shall we do? And we all came up with ideas, and we all thought about, okay, what would be the most accessible, the most easily, the most valuable thing that we could do. And I think in terms of what Metagamma Delta is about is how can we be that port of call, like Nadia mentioned, for women and for whomever is interested in building things, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, figuring out if they can get support, whether it's financial or not. You know, there's a lot of skill sets in this ecosystem that we now kind of get access to through these organizations that are there for you to access and for you to benefit from. And I think that's very much what we're doing, I guess, in support of anybody who wants to do stuff, to learn new things, to collaborate on new ideas. So yeah, anything like how to suspend a makeshift piñata from the ceiling, like all of these are important skills that we need to learn. But yeah, I think anything like that, or any ideas, and also ideas, right? That's a big thing in terms of where we could support and how we could come together. Is it something that we need to do in Latin America? Is it something that we need to do about, you know, financial education for women, or, you know, broader audiences and so on? So yeah.
Simona, thank you also for sharing how you figured out how to donate to Black Lives Matter, because I was like, what the hell? How do we do this? And so that was super inspiring. Congrats.
Oh, thank you. No, it was again a community effort, right? Because somebody created a wallet address that I donated to, and then send them crypto, and then they were in the US, so they donated on my behalf. So again, all of these things, right? Being there and getting access to this help in a lot quicker. What was that, like 5 minutes? So
yeah, I think it would take me like an hour, but I got your effort. I'm gonna learn. But that's why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and figuring things out together.
Some important documents we just posted on the chat. Zaji is giving me a big hand, but we exist today on Twitter. We have a big Telegram group. To pledge and actually become a member, there's a little type form. We want to know a little bit about your history, short bio, if you have your personal website. So those are questions that every member has to go through. We are not super annoying about like getting people not to be part of us. You're usually going to be fast-tracked to become a member. That's our idea. I'll quickly explain like in 3 minutes how to pledge, but I'm also posting here in the chat now the document that explains. The first thing you need is MetaMask. If you don't have a MetaMask extension, it's something we can go afterwards, but you're gonna need 10 DAI in your wallet. Maybe Nadia is gonna be super happy to help you with that, or maybe you want to buy 10 DAI from a friend or someone else. And your wallet has to have the 10 DAI locked in there. You're not gonna send money anywhere. You're not gonna send money to any to our DAO address or to the guild bank yet. So everything is done via the front end of DAO House. It's all explained, all the buttons you need to click and all that. Once that's done, of course, you're going to be with an Ethereum address on mainnet. So do not use any testnet addresses. And one more thing, you're also going to need a little bit of gas. So make sure you not only have 10 DAI, but some Ethereum as well to pay for the gas. If you already are super familiar with this part, then the second part is going to be very easy for you. You might have access to 3 blocks as well. So it's super happy that Rachel is around. Some of us like to put some identifiers and put their names on. So that's also an easy thing. But if you have any trouble regarding this first initial steps, I'm the person to come to. After that, after you're a member, we vote you in. So that takes about 24 hours for all the members to vote for you to actually become part of us. So after you pledge, all you're gonna see is like 10 DAI tribute ready. If I see that tribute is ready, you're gonna be good to go. So after that, 2 or 3 members from the Rush chair are going to take care of you and then onboard you in all our other private areas. So we have a Slack where we discuss so much like by topics, things like from fundraising to the projects that we deal with. We had, maybe Zaji can talk about more about how was the alpha class, Dragon Quest. So there's always something going on. If you would like to join more on the artistic side or more on the writing side, whatever you want to create, basically, we're always making it happen. We also have the weekly call. Sydney manages that, so make sure you can participate in that. That's usually for members only. We're not gonna like not let others that are not member in, but the idea is that every Wednesday we get together in the same time at the same hour, whatever in the world you are, and then we discuss more of our operation stuff. What am I forgetting? Members, help me out. Did I forget any Meta Gamma Delta member who's not on the chat? I'm also super curious to know what's inside the bag of Sydney. What did she put out there is the challenge and the question that nobody knows, but maybe there's crypto inside. Maybe what is it inside the piñata that we're gonna destroy?
I was gonna say the
Peter
piñata.
says tacos.
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I think with 10 minutes left, I wanted to make sure just have kind of like an open dialogue. I was gonna say the piñata, excuse me, for those, because we're pretty good at sticking it always to a 1 hour session. So I guess for those who either have other meetings or things to go to, feel free to do that. But I think afterwards we'll just play with the piñata, and then people can just like trickle in or sign off whenever they want to. But
Areti, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Hello, how you doing, guys? So yeah, the new members will be coming to me after you do all the processes that Juliana talked about. Then, you know, we'll be having a warm welcome with me and Alex, who's not here today with us, an initial call to walk you through everything and what we're all about that you heard from us today. And then you'll be on board with us. And yeah, we would like to welcome your DeFi ideas or DeFi questions, learn from each other, and grow this community.
So, do we have time for some questions?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Ask away.
Perfect. So, just because I'm still learning about the sorority, don't really have those in France, but what kind of project do you help, and like what is the process, and can you maybe give some examples of either what you have supported so far or what you plan to support in the future?
Juliana,
I can be the one. Well, we're basically supporting a lot of women-led projects. We got our first round of funding for the first time. So the discussions of where this money is going to go is happening as on the next following weeks. But basically, we want to support those that are in the DeFi space, inside the Ethereum ecosystem, women that are into the crypto space. I think there's a lot that we as a team need to get together and know where this money is going to go. One thing that I love to say is how transparent every DAO is, so you can always know about our history. If you just even don't want to be part of it, if you go to the Pokemon, you're going to see all the proposals and all the things, how much money we have in the bank, how much did it took for us to be part of a member. Every member has 10 shares. And the share has a share value based on the money that we have in the bank. So it's an easy equation, like number of shares, value of share is actually the division of the total money in the bank. And this money in the bank is going to be directed to projects. So we're going to have something not in super complicated, but we need to put a process around. We love to have fun as well, but we have a lot of structure in the things that we do. So all the discussions, they have a purpose.
I think also just to mention, like since starting in February, we've been really focused on the first alpha class, right? So Sajida, you had asked, what are we pulling from the sorority structure, which is typically DAOs, you come in on a rolling basis. And to be honest, we do have a rolling basis, but we do try to put you guys in classes because it makes the onboarding process a lot easier, a lot more scalable. You also have batches or cohorts that you're familiarized with. So from February until now, we were really focused on the logistics, the branding. The branding is always changing, but Also the fundraising piece, like we did a Gitcoin fundraise, we went to the cartel. So right now we haven't chosen any projects, but I think this is where all of that groundwork that we've put on the past few months, we're now getting really excited, like, all right, how do we, like, what projects are we choosing? How much are we allocating, right? Is it like 1,000 each? Is, whatever that may look like, we don't know yet. And how do we also like build that list of fundable projects, people projects that we can support. I think that's one thing. And I think another thing is that like every class, because you come in alpha, beta, delta, gamma, whatever classes, each class you choose a class project that you do together as a cohort, right? So for our class project, we did a DeFi project and we came together as a group, and everyone's shared, they had their own activity. And so you, through the process, not only do you learn to hang out with each other, bond with each other, learn how you work together, but you also learn a new content such as decentralized finance and how do you have better interest rates in a decentralized savings account? How do you have different exchanges built in DeFi? That kind of idea. And then also we have other folks like Nish. She is responsible for like professional development, and Mani, gotta get some socials in, girl. But like the idea is having each point person that reflects a sorority organization. Like someone's responsible for like putting up professional development, and other people for like socials where you can just hang out online. If it was in person, I guess, blockchain conferences, but I don't think that world exists anymore. The external world. But anyways, hopefully that answers your question.
Just to bounce off that, I think the way we're structured, like we don't want to impose like a hierarchy or anything, but we have roles just so that new members and each member knows who to go to if they have questions. So for example, Areti and Alex are new member onboarding. So when new members join the DAO, they can provide the initial like steps for the new member. So my role as professional development, so we have an internal list of not just names of people, but their specialty and the projects that they've worked on or are currently working on, favorite blockchain projects, and then like just interests in general. We want to do virtual one-on-one coffee chats where you're randomly matched with someone you may have not spoken to on these weekly group calls, so that we get to know each other better, right? Which isn't something that a lot of people kind of make time for this one-on-one time. So it's kind of like it's a nice way to get to know people and get to know each other's projects. And you never know what opportunities can come out of that. So yeah, and then with the money mentors, like we had really good feedback from that as well. So definitely as a part of professional development moving forward, we can focus on other like professional development topics as well.
Yeah, and also shout out to Hannah, who's our historian, who documents the existence, the birth of Metagamma. So
yay.
Hannah.
Holla. Hey everyone. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the only MGD member who didn't already speak. I am one of the organizers for ETH Denver, the only female on the core team actually, and so I was really excited to see this project come out of that event. And I was randomly added to the Telegram channel, so shout out to whoever put me there, and I found all these lovely ladies, and I really encourage you to join. It's a very collaborative group, and as much as we're talking about, all of the projects and the roles different people have, it's also just really great to come and meet other women in the space. So if that's really just something that you're interested in doing, I'd encourage you to join just for that, so you can learn more about the projects that are happening and all the lovely ladies in this group.
With only a couple minutes left, does anybody have any questions? I'll start playing elevator music. Cool. I don't know where Sydney went, but I really think that kind of wraps everything up. Like we're gonna stay on for a few more minutes. We'll see what's going on with this piñata. But if you have to head over to another call, don't worry. We really would love for all of you to join. So please join our Telegram, and then this is documents on how you can just pledge with dye and whatnot. I'm very available. All the ladies on this group that are in Meta Gamma Delta are very available to answer any questions. So if you join our Telegram and just like yell like, I need help, I don't know how to do something, somebody will DM you and help you. So thank you so much for coming, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you. And if you feel
picture
Thanks.
time.
Oh, should we do a picture? Okay, wait, if anybody's still
Why
here,
not?
smile really fast. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm taking photos. Awesome. Okay, I took a few just for fun.
Me too.
Awesome.
Oh, guys, I also wanted to say, like, from a global perspective, if you feel like you or a potential candidate is in a region that's not going to kind of be compatible with the time zone, like, we're super flexy and we can keep trialing because we realize we're getting more and more in awesomely diverse corners of the world. So we're going to have to work with that. But that is the entire point, that it's not just like, you know, US crypto people or UK. So all for international flavors here.
I guess for those who are on the call, do you guys want to play Piñata? I don't.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, you all.
Yes.
All right. How should we? Maybe I'll just. Oh, hold on. I got this.
What's in
it? Shout out to my girlfriend who's like now the new Piñata holder.
I'm like, have you been there the entire time?
No, I haven't been just standing here. No.
Can you imagine if you stay there for an hour?
1 hour. That is a steady hand. That's a super steady hand. For sure.
Yeah. I was not ready for the human.
The tape actually ripped the off my ceiling. So okay, hold on.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use my blindfold. When we use my BDSM, koala bear. No one. Right.
I love your bat.
A bat.
Okay, let's see it.
So just keep like. I'll keep spinning. You guys.
It looks like a sound bowl.
Don't you have to spin like a? Don't you have to spin a few times?
Right. Yeah. I guess just tell me when to stop. Right.
Okay.
Lucky you're.
Okay.
Gamma. Meta. Gamma.
Gamma. Delta. Go.
Can I go?
Do it now.
All right.
And stop.
Oh wait.
No.
Turn a little.
No! Ow! Still beating.
Go, Sydney, go!
Oh my god!
We're doing it.
I have to stop recording so we don't document abuse.
Got it.
You're afraid? No.
This is Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
There it is. Right
You
there.
can do this.
Oh, all right. Wait, you guys, I guess you have to direct me, right? Like, I don't know how to play Piñata.
Wow.
I think it's right in front of you. So yeah, try to hit it. There you go.
It's flying so much. So hard.
Feel for it.
Yes.
And then do. Maybe your bat isn't strong enough.
Oh no! Shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's open.
Hammer now.
All right. So, thank you. You're welcome.
What was
What
inside?
was in it?
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, in shitty Piñata fashion. Here is what's. Oh, I forgot to tell you. It was like a 2020 themed Piñata because, you know, COVID and a devil. We got a little Trump right over here. He's looking all cute and orange. All right. N for Netflix. You know, okay, priorities. All right, so what's in, okay. We've got a used sock.
Oh my god.
Try on it.
Sounds like 2020.
I thought it was gonna be like questions. It's like items.
Yeah, is this like 2020 metaphors?
All right, questions. We got an apron. You got a Wi-Fi password for my router.
Oh, nice. I want those. That's expensive.
Got an opportunity to get, bonuses on a credit card application. A spoon. A dead charger.
You sure this was
alcohol gel, maybe?
What?
This is amazing.
We have alcohol gel.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer in English. Sorry.
Right, that's right. Oh, I didn't even think of the theme. I was literally just looking for verbiage.
Amazing.
But yeah, I guess, I totally messed up. Yeah, I guess the point was to have questions in there. My bad.
No, it was much better this way.
I mean, you've won. Nadia's just pledging right now just for this. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
This is
I think we need to make this a weekly
party.
live stream of Piñata Party with like very memeable internal content of the piñata.
And then do predictions of what's in the piñata.
We should just have a TikTok channel where all
there
we
you
do
go.
is Piñata to Drake or something.
I mean,
And
this is
we
all
beg,
on camera now.
and that's how we can fundraise.
With girls.
Yeah. We should have a Piñata fundraiser. That'd be actually a really good idea.
Yeah. We take bets.
There you go.
And
New
fundraise
idea.
like that.
Ideas.
So everybody who wants to join this new project, join us in Telegram and let's shape it up.
Amazing.
Oh, and Zaji, are we gonna do little takeaway bags for everybody?
It was just the document that I shared. It just has all of the info.
Fine.
Yeah. It's I don't have a bag to give to people. But yeah.
I think the bag moment was stolen by Sydney. That was
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I shared the PDF and it has all the info on how to join. So hopefully that will be useful.
I just shared a screenshot of Sydney trying to slam the piñata, so it's pretty good. If you guys want to check it out, everyone's laughing.
It's also fully recorded, so this will live forever.
Oh, fully recorded.
No, it's still going.
The screenshot is literally like me getting hit in the face.